So today we'll start a new topic on the heat and mass transfer. So this will be your the 12th class number 12. So today we'll discuss about the basic concept of a black body and about the Stefan Boltzmann law, which you have already know. Okay, so in the previous classes we have already discussed about the various heat fluxes, the different heat fluxes, namely the emissive power, irradiation, radiosity, and heat flux and radiative heat flux. So let us start today's discussion on black body. Now, what is a black body? Okay, now you already know that a body which is at a temperature above the absolute zero, and that body emits radiation. Okay, and this radiation is being emitted in all the directions, and it has a number of wavelengths. So the radiation has a wide range of wavelengths. Now the amount of energy that is radiated or that is being emitted from the surface at a given wavelength, which depends upon two things. One is this material of a body. One is the material of a body. The amount of energy that is being radiated, it depends upon material of the body and on the condition of its surface. Condition of the surface, condition of surface, and the surface temperature, So the different bodies may emit different amount of radiation per unit area, even when they are at a same temperature. Okay, so they emit different amount of radiation per unit area depending on the surface conditions. So for a given surface area, it is natural that there is a value of the maximum amount of radiation that can be emitted from the surface at a given temperature. So there is a fixed maximum amount of radiation that can be emitted from the given surface. So for this condition, so it requires an idealized body, okay, that emits the maximum amount of radiation. So such type of body which has maximum emissive power, So now this type of bodies is known as a black body. It has maximum emissive power for a given surface area. Now this black body which we just said, it acts as a standard, or it acts as a benchmark against which all the other real surfaces that emits radiation or emits energy can be compared. Okay, so this black body can serve as a standard. Now if we define a black body, okay, now the black body can be said to be a perfect emitter. It can be said to be a perfect emitter and absorber of radiation. It is said to be perfect emitter and absorber of radiation. Okay, so no other surface at a specified temperature and wavelength can emit more amount of energy than a black body. Okay, so what it does is that it absorbs all the incident radiation, okay, regardless of wavelength and direction. So this absorbs all incident radiation, all energy that is incident on it or which falls on it. Okay, regardless of wavelength and direction. Also, that this black body, it also emits energy which uniformly in all the directions per unit area. Okay, so it emits energy uniformly. It emits energy uniformly in all directions. Per unit area. Okay, in the direction normal to the direction of emission. Normal to the direction of emission. Okay, that means if there, suppose this is a black body over here and this is a normal body. This is a normal body. Okay, so the normal body, what it does is that it does not emit energy uniformly in all directions. It does not emit energy uniformly in all directions. Okay, so the direction of energy will be like this for a normal body or for a real body. But for a black body, suppose this is a black body, it emits energy uniformly in all the directions per unit area, like this. All this length of the arrow, it gives the magnitude of the energy. So the length of the arrow is same in all directions. Okay, so this is a black body. But there is a difference between the black body, between an ideal black body and the black colored body which we normally see in our day-to-day life. So a black body, suppose a black color of a t-shirt, okay, so it may not be an ideal black body. So basically what a black body it does is that it allows all the radiation that falls on it to enter inside it, okay, and it internally absorbs all the radiation, and not even a single radiation it can go out of it. So what does that imply? So it allows to enter the radiation to get inside it and does not allow even a single radiation to go out. So what does that mean? It means that the reflection is equal to 0 and transmittance is also equal to 0. So for a black body, reflection is equal to 0 and transmission is equal to 0. So see, I have written the definition over here that black body is one body that allows all the incident radiation to fall into it and internally absorbs all of it. So reflection is 0 and transmittance is also equal to 0. Okay. So now this definition, it is valid for all possible wavelengths. It is valid for all possible wavelength and all incident directions. Okay, so now it stands that for a given amount of wavelength and for a given direction, there cannot be any body which absorbs more radiation than a black body. Okay, so for any real body, it absorbs the amount of radiation, okay, which is always less than the black body. So black body is the ideal condition. So now incidentally, another thing, that a black body, it absorbs maximum amount of radiation, and also incidentally a black body also emits maximum amount of radiation at a given temperature. So a black body also emits maximum amount of radiation at a given temperature. This is as a consequence of that it absorbs maximum amount of radiation. So this was said by a professor named Pradeep Kamath. Okay, but this thing cannot be used to define the black body. The basis of a black body is that it absorbs maximum amount of radiation which falls on it. So this statement which I said just now is a consequence of the first statement. Okay, so because it absorbs maximum amount of radiation, as a consequence of that it also emits a maximum amount of radiation at a given temperature. So this statement can be said to be the corollary of the first statement. So now we'll give some examples of this black body. Okay, so the first, that lamp black. Okay, platinum black. Also about that's ice. It has also very high emissivity of about 0.98. Now why this kind of bodies are said to be black body? Why these bodies are said to be black body? These objects are said to be black body because they are very poor reflectors. They are very poor reflectors, and as they are very poor reflectors, so they always appear to be visually black. They appear to be visually black, but we cannot determine whether a body is black or not on the basis of our observation. Okay, because our eye, it is a very poor instrument for judging such kind of things, because our eye can detect radiation only in between the wavelength of 0.4 to 0.7 micrometers. So we cannot judge whether a body is black or not on the basis of our observations, because our eye is only suitable for wavelengths in between this range, 0.4 to 0.7 micrometers. So a body may appear to be black within this range of wavelengths, okay, which our eye can see, but in other wavelengths the body is black or not we cannot determine on the basis of our visual observation. Okay, for that we require advanced instruments. Okay, so any surface that absorbs light in the visible portion of the radiation, that 0.4 to 0.7 micrometer would appear black to the eye, and the surface which reflects the light completely would appear white to our eye. Okay, so if I give an example, that snow and white paint, they appear as to be white. Why? Because they reflect the light in the visible spectrum. But these snow and white paint, they are black. They are essentially black for the infrared radiation. Because they strongly absorb long wavelength radiation. Okay, so why these things can be this snow and white paint can be said to be black body? Because they strongly absorb long wavelength radiation. Okay, that is the infrared radiation. Okay, so this is about the black body, and this type of examples which I gave over here. So this can be said to be a black body. But they are this emissivity, they are very close to 1, around 9.9, 0.95, but they cannot reach 1. That is, they cannot be a perfect black body. Okay, it is not possible to make perfect black body which has emissivity of 1. Now, this radiation energy which is emitted by the black body per unit time and per unit area was okay. So radiation energy which is emitted by a black body per unit time and per unit area was determined by a scientist which is known as the Joseph Stephan. Okay, he gave the law in 1879. Okay, the law is that at a particular temperature, the emissive power of a perfectly black body is given by sigma absolute temperature to the power 4. Okay, and it is being expressed in watt per meter square. So here the value of sigma, okay, you must already know that it is 5.67 into 10 to the power minus 8 watt per meter square. Sorry, watt per meter square into temperature to the power 4. Here it will be temperature to the power 4 or Kelvin to the power 4. Okay. And this relation was being theoretically verified by another scientist known as Boltzmann. Okay. By Ludwig Boltzmann. We have already heard about this Stephen Boltzmann law. That's why it is also known as the Stephen Boltzmann law. Okay, EB is the emissive power of the black body. So it is directly proportional to the fourth power of the absolute temperature. Now this Stephen Boltzmann law, this Stephen Boltzmann law, it gives the total black body emissive power, which is denoted by EB, and this is the sum of the radiation which is emitted over all the wavelengths. So it is the sum of the radiation emitted over all the wavelengths. But sometimes we also require to know the spectral emissive power. Sometimes we need to know the spectral black body emissive power, which is different from the total emissive power. Spectral black body emissive power. And that is, and the spectral black body emissive power, which is the amount of radiation energy emitted by a black body at an absolute temperature per unit time and per unit surface area, and also per unit wavelength. Okay, about the wavelength lambda. So now this spectral black body emissive power. So this spectral emissive power was developed by Max Planck. In 1901. Okay, with his development of the famous quantum theory. You must have heard this thing. You have read in class 11 and 12 this quantum theory, and this is expressed as the emissive power at a particular wavelength and temperature. It is given by this expression: C by lambda to the power, so I write over here, C1 by lambda to the power 5 e to the power C2 by lambda t minus 1, and the unit is watt per meter square per wavelength. So we'll continue with the discussion in the next class, okay, where C1 and C2 are the two constants. They have a specific values. Okay, we'll discuss these things in the next class. Okay, so we complete the discussion over here for today. We'll discuss this in the next lecture.